it's actually 1 year since I got fired from my job. So it's kind of like a celebratory stream in a way because I didn't see it then, but getting fired from my job like changed my life, and just wanted to talk about it real quick. I it was a really hard time in my life. I had my face go numb, my throat go numb, a bad headache, my arm go numb. I was having stroke-like symptoms. I went to the emergency room. I called out of work for 3 days. Mind you, never called out of work before, never no called, no showed or whatever, but I called them even when I wasn't doing well. And I told them I wasn't, I wasn't coming. And after I came back, I told them, I needed to change my schedule from full-time to part-time because I needed to go to physical therapy and doctor's appointments to see what was going on because I couldn't figure it out in the hospital. And they ended up firing me. So they said it was due to my performance. And even though I had great performance reviews and almost worked there for 2 years, they ended up firing me, which was quite devastating with what I was going on in my life. And, having the fear of no health insurance while trying to figure out I need to see doctors and having no money to pay my bills. It was a crazy situation. It was really hard, but I was very thankful and lucky that I got onto. Thanks for the follow, dude. I was very, very thankful that I got into unemployment. I had food stamps for like 1 month, so that was nice that I was able to get that. And I got the government health insurance 3 months later, which really delayed my healing process because it took me so long to see the neurologist again and physical therapies because I couldn't afford to pay for it out of pocket. But I think that's something that was hard on me because of everything I was going through, but mentally and physically. Not only I was like freaking out about what was going on, but it was like, what just happened? What the hell happened to my stream? Why did my camera just die? Oh no. Okay, it's back. Sorry. Are you guys there? Let me check. The stream just ended. No, it's here. Okay. What the hell? All right, we're back. Everything's fine. Anyways, long story short, I couldn't fire them. I couldn't sue them after I was fired. And I tried to talk to all these lawyers and everything. And they had so many lawyers on retainer. And I think convinced people like they would pay them to like not hire me as a client. When I finally talked to somebody that was in New Jersey that would be willing to take my case, like a few hours would go by, and then they called me back, and then they're like, "Oh, like you can't, you have no proof that like this happened." And I literally was like, I recorded the conversation. One of my coworkers recorded the conversation he had with my boss, and he said that he fired me because of that. So it's kind of messed up. And they're like, "Oh, well, you would need doctor's notes and stuff like that to prove it." And I tried, and they just didn't care. So it was hard, and I just decided to move on with my life. And it's not something that is, I think, like a big deal now that I look back at it, because it happens to people all the time. But for me, it was so devastating because of the health issue that was going on, but also because I felt like I busted my ass working at that job. And I had like been working there for almost 2 years and never got a raise. And I was doing the job with 3 people, and it just like was just an unfair situation. And I always wanted to get out of that situation. And I hoped that I could, and I prayed that I could. And I was like, "Please, Lord, let me get out of working here. And I want to stream full time." But I guess I should have been a little bit more specific with my prayers because getting fired was not the way I wanted to stop working there and stream full time. But thank God that I did have that opportunity to stream full time. And I think that it's crazy enough, but it's all part of God's plan. And I'm very thankful for it. Like having those stroke symptoms, ultimately, I believe it's because of my cysts in my spine popping. Like if you guys know, I have that rare spinal condition that would cause pain and numbness and weakness, and has been weighing heavily on my life since like 2018, 2019. And, throughout that time of like pain and suffering with financials and mental and physical stuff going on and trying to find a job, and I was stressing about finding a job because I knew unemployment would run out after like 9 months. But, like by July, I stopped feeling pain in my back, like 90%. In August, I was like, I'm stopping taking my medicine. I started to wean off of it in July because I was like, this is weird. I don't need to take this much medicine if like, I'm doing fine. And I told my mom about it, and she's like, this is great. And I was like, she's like, you're healing. And I was like, I don't believe it. Like, this doesn't make sense, but it's true. It's what happened. And I haven't taken like any medicine for my back since August, and it was really hard because it gave me crazy nightmares getting off of it. And this whole year has been like one blessing after another, and I'm very grateful to God for it. And it's not something, like I said, I expected, and it's maybe not something I wanted at the time, but looking back on it, like everything happened for a reason. And I was able to go to TwitchCon, and I was able to go on vacation to Ireland, and I got to Amsterdam for the first time. And I've met a lot of people throughout this year who's changed my life, and I've got the opportunity to do things I never tried before on stream, and stream during a different time slot and meet new people, and so many cool things that I would have never been able to do if I was still at that job. And yes, I'm a little bit of a hater because of the situation, but it's just what is part of my plan. So like after the 9 months and finally, like I don't know what to do. I ran out of unemployment and I have so many bills. someone suggested, why don't you just apply to part-time jobs? Like, you worked part-time jobs before. And you would think with having 3 degrees, it would be easier to find a job. But I just feel like, it was in God's cards of when I was supposed to get a job and, like what job I was supposed to have. And I wish I would have thought of that back then. And I know I had people in my life telling me that, but I just, couldn't listen to them while it was happening because it was just so difficult. But yeah, I ended up giving myself an intestinal, what's it called, inflammatory bowel disease, and I hurt my knees. And so much shit happened this past year besides that. But I've been going through it, but I've been trying to stay positive through it because like I've had this opportunity, and I was going hard every day that I could on and off stream because I didn't want to miss the opportunity. I wanted to prove that this is what I could do if I have the opportunity one day to be Twitch partner and be able to stream full time again, and that's be my career, because that's all I've been wanting. So I knew that I didn't want to have any regrets for the 1 year that I had off. I never wanted to miss the opportunity. I got to be able to do baking streams and cooking streams and some IRL streams and a bunch of cosplay streams. Got to hang out with friends and collab with other creators. Joined a stream team that I now left because I want to start over. I feel like this year is a year for new possibilities because I just want people to find me like more authentically, and it's going to either be from Twitch's algorithm or my own socials. I don't want to be associated with other people and then them find me that way, because I feel like it leads to other expectations that are not what I can set a standard for. But this year, with this reflecting from last year, I've been through a lot, and I think that even though I gave it like my 100% last year while streaming full time, it may not have looked that way or felt that way in some moments because I was struggling with my mental health as well as my physical health, and doing streams in between physical therapy and doctor's appointments, and no news from every doctor. It's like blood test after blood test, doctor after doctor, specialist, MRI, X-ray, everything. No answers. And I just found a way to find happiness through it, and that was through streaming. So I'm just grateful for it. And I started doing coloring, which helped me heal myself and live peacefully through a rough time. And I got to heal my inner child more and more every day. And yeah, I just, my only regret is being so hard on myself while I was going through it, and also not trusting God being able to provide for me. I think this past year I've grown a lot in my faith just because of everything that I've gone through. And I'm not saying I'm like the perfect person or a perfect Christian, because I'm struggling every day, but I'm improving, and I feel like I'm taking a big step forward in my life. And through these changes, I hope you guys can grow with me and see me through them. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys watching me on this journey, because I'm very open and honest with you all, because I don't want to pretend like nothing is going on. And it's so common that people are going through hard times, whether they're physical pains or mental pains or what's going on in your family or your job or whatever it may be. I know what it's like to go through that, and I've been through it, and I hope that my streams can be a nice place to escape that and to show other people that you can be positive through hard times and smile through it, and you can get out of it. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and everything's gonna be okay. You just gotta trust in God. And my favorite Bible verse that got me through the hardest of times is Philippians 4:13. And it's still getting me through it every day. I got that bad boy tattooed on me, so I would never forget, like many years ago, because it's been rough for a minute. But anyways, thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here for me. And thank you everyone for being here throughout this journey and these changes.